All right, guys, what's up? So,
You about to do a webinar?
no, I'm not about to do no webinar, no. I'm gonna use my webinar slides, but yeah. So guys, I have this whole new system that has been making everyday coaches be able to make money. Like the people that work on my team, I've got one guy, I pay him $1,000 a week. He made $20,000 last month. And then one of my closers made $10,000 last month. And I'm gonna show you the text messages from this system. So this new system is called VSL Masterclass. And the way that we came up with it was actually from Ebony. This is how it came up. So Dion and I are like very close. That's someone that I dearly call a brother. We got the same birthday and everything. And then Ebony was a client that we were both working on. She went on American Income, right? She got 50 book calls, and I'm not the biggest webinar fan. Me and Dion go back and forth with it all the time, but it does work, right? So the thing with the webinar is it takes a lot of money and it takes a lot of tech, which we all know. So then Ebony was a client of ours in a sense, and she went on American Income, got 50 book calls, and called us and was like, I can't do this. It's too many calls. I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? And then me and Dion, this is the first time we've ever debated. We're going back and forth. And I'm like, you making them run into a brick wall. They're not going to be successful. They need to do book a call. It makes more sense. They get more leads. And I thought about it afterwards because like that was like the first time we actually because we all love you guys so much, but that was the first time that we actually kind of clashed in a sense, but it was like a good clash. So I'm walking my dog and I'm thinking about how do I fix this problem, right? So I'm a VSL guy, which typically stands for video sales letter. And then, the word masterclass usually stands for webinar. So what I did was I took the best parts of a VSL, which means qualifying people before you talk to them, and then the best parts of the webinar, and I made a great peanut butter and jelly sandwich that's been working. So this is called, can y'all even see this? So this is called the VSL Masterclass. These are my actual slides. So what we know, to bring it back before we go into it, the difference between a website and a funnel. The issue with a website is it's pretty much a glorified business card that's got your time, when you started, what your gym looks like on the inside, but it doesn't really attract leads, it doesn't get the data, it doesn't convert. So that's why the funnel is super important. So the reason with this new VSL Masterclass where it works very well at is it requires a low amount of ad spend. So when I talk to my people on the call, I'm like, we're not all Smitty where we got all of these followers in this motion. This system has been working with people who have like 3,000 followers and they're making so much money. And let me just show you guys this real quick too. I'm gonna go into my text messages and this is the VSL Masterclass. So today, Malcolm made $1,117. Yesterday, he made $997. This is my guy Vic. He made $997 yesterday. Vic also did $1,000 the day before. So this is a system where, of course, we talk about these webinars. People are saying, I'm making $30,000, I'm making $40,000. That's possible, right? But what we have to understand with funnels, they're all vehicles for depending on what we want to do. So Chris, you've been selling the Digital Wealth Academy, right? So you've been doing good with that. What this system does is it goes back to traditional business methods of where all we have to do is get in front of people. So the reason why I came with the VSL Masterclass is because I know with the one-on-one calls, there's a lot of burnout, right? You're on these one-on-one calls. Your whole entire day is on stuck because you're seeing calls from 8 a.m. all the way to 5 p.m. And we know everybody not showing up. It's a waste of our time. So the limiting belief that coaches have is that you can't sell in a group setting. And this system has completely shattered those limiting beliefs to show that that's possible, because what was also happening with me was people were buying funnels from me and they weren't seeing success. And I didn't like that, right? Because I'm like, dang, people spending money and they're not getting exactly the results that they want. But the thing that's not true about the funnel is only an amplifier of a good or a bad offer, right? So if you have the funnel, then it's just sitting there. It's so hard to sell a $997 product, right? Like people don't just click on your funnel and just buy it just because your funnel's sitting in your link in bio. There has to be that touch point. So in this masterclass, and I'm kind of going off the slides, but it's cool. But in the masterclass right here, what you're going to do, and I'm just going to kind of fast forward to those parts. Well, actually, let me talk about this real quick. So So the reason why most coaches struggle is just because we're using outdated sales tactics. And a lot of those outdated sales tactics came from post-pandemic, where everybody was like, do this play, do webinars. But everyone knows the trick at the end. We're selling something, right? So what I don't like about coaching is we don't have to literally hide what we're talking about. If we tell people what we're talking about, they come to the call more qualified. So to give you guys an example, I was walking my dog once again in my neighborhood, and I saw a for sale sign. And the for sale sign has a picture of the realtor on it. But then there's a box that says free information. You take the paper out of the box, it says 4 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, 3,000 square feet. This is how much the house costs. You see the realtor. You show up on Saturday to the open house, you are a warm lead at that point. So we don't have to trick people to get them to come to our webinars and get them to come to our things. What we need to do is literally be clear. We want to qualify the people, and these rooms are way smaller. These are like 8 to 10 people, right? But the system is completely automated. You don't even have to change your webinar time. You don't got to change your Zoom link. All I do every day, and my clients that use this, is click their Zoom link at the time of their call, and there's like 8 to 10 new faces in there. That's how simple it is. And they're making $1,000, $500, $2,000. Sometimes nothing, you see what I'm saying? But it's the fact that the way to grow your business in a predictable way is not by gimmicks through funnels and tricking people to buy something for $27 and upsell and downsell and then put them on this weird call, right? It's to just show people exactly what you have so that when they come to the call, they're more adept. But then the best part, this is where you really sell them. This is a 25, 30-minute presentation, is the question and answers. Other people are bouncing off listening to other people's question and answers, which is also edifying you, making you look like the authority. So whether they buy today or they buy another day, now what's happening is you're building your business. Because let's take it back a second. If I have 8 people, like this morning, I took a call. I do high ticket, so I send mine straight to a book a call instead of selling. But some of my friends sell on them. But let's say I'm talking to 8 people per day. That's 40 people per week, 200 people per month that now know Tony does this, and they have my information. So when you think about that compounded effect, that's way more people that know about your business. And how else would you tell people about your business? You're going to go to networking events, you're going to go to chamber events. It takes way too much time. So this is the way that we're doing it. And also, I don't have that up anymore. But my friends who are doing this money, like, let me show you this. I like to show real results. My friends that are doing this are spending like $40 a day in ads. But the reason why they're able to spend such less money in ad spend is, I don't know where it's at, but the reason why they're able to spend so much less money in ad spend is because we're doing these calls every day. But it sounds like a lot, but it's the fact that it's only 30 minutes, right? It's not no 2-hour webinar and what you're doing. Damon, I want to pick on you. Don't you sell like life insurance or something? Yeah. All right, so this is how this will work. Instead of just trying to just have a funnel that says about life insurance and then people just like buy or something, people have questions about life insurance. So what we would do is we would build, and the funnel is so simple, we would create this ad structure. So let me go to it real quick. So we would create the ads, right? And what we've been noticing is these static image ads have actually been converting well. So I mean, still do your hook story offers with videos, but we would create the ads that look like this, that build the authority, that says, learn about how life insurance can protect your family, give you generational wealth, all of this. Then what would happen is they would land on the lead page right here so you can build your list up. And the first thing that we do is we scratch the whole video. Because a lot of times, not to be funny, but a lot of y'all's videos actually make y'all look less authority because you're sitting in your house, you're not in the right place. So we just go straight off the imagination of what they saw in the ad to the headline, right? Which then the first thing to do is to then qualify yourself. So now, once these people are in this group setting, everybody interested in life insurance, you're now telling them the power of life insurance, why they need life insurance. Then they're going to start asking questions. How much does it cost? Like, you know, if I got this, can I qualify? So now they're all super adept. The next thing that you do, since your product isn't like a digital product, then you say, if this makes sense for you, book that one-on-one call, close, super high audience. And then for anyone who has a $9.97 product or some type of digital product. I'm gonna go to you. All right. So for you to have a $9.97 product, you post a lot of content, right? But just because that link in bio is there doesn't mean they're buying it. You know that, right? But if you can get these people who are interested in transforming their body into fitness or whatever, they get on the call, you're breaking down all the limits and beliefs that they have, you're answering those questions, and because they talk to you, they're like, let's do it. But I've seen personally, everyone I built a funnel for who just has that digital product, it's just not selling. But it's not selling because they don't want to buy it from you. Let me go back to this slide. I was listening to our guy, Uncle Myron, right? And Uncle Myron was like, there is millions of people that want to buy from you. They just don't know that you have their solution. And your problem isn't that you don't have what, the problem isn't that people don't want what you have. It's the fact of your visibility. So how else do you get in front of people at an affordable cost? This is the issue with a webinar. And a webinar is good. I'm going to break down the math for you guys. To break down the math for a webinar, let's say you wanted 100 people in the room. There's about a 20% show up rate on average for a webinar, a live webinar. That means you need 500 people to register for a webinar. The average cost per lead for a webinar lead is $5. That's $2,500 just to get 100 people in that room that hopefully buy, right? But then let's talk about the next thing with the webinar. The webinar is a great tool. Kendra does well with it. Other people do well with it. But you're only letting people in that group call, that webinar, if they give you a phone number, name, and email, which means they are extremely unqualified most of the time versus the VSL part, we're qualifying them. So I want to show you guys this guy real quick. This is my guy, Derek. Football player in Atlanta, helps middle school and high school boys get a college scholarship and so that parents don't have to pay for school. By running a traditional webinar, he's now have people with daughters only, people with kids that are at the elementary school level. He can't help them at all, but he paid for them to be a lead. That's a waste of money. And he's talking to them on one-on-one calls. He's wasting time. Everyone knows JD in here. JD's like, bro, I've been running webinars for 2 years. I've done everything. And I was only making money by ascending people to my mastermind, right? But then by switching over to this system, JD came from network marketing. So he loves these small rooms. He's working the people in there, you know what I mean? And then having that close human touch. And then this is my guy, Sweet, who has a Tesla car rental fleet where he rents to Ubers long term. He was doing one-on-one calls with everybody who wanted to rent a car. But then we're like, do a group. It's a limiting belief that we have that you can't talk to people in a group. All of his cars are rented out. So I know my time is getting short because we got to get out of here. So I'm going to cut it right there. I know you guys probably have a lot of questions. If we can take like 2 or 3.
Okay, can you explain this whole process again? Just like...
Yeah, it's way shorter than a webinar. It's 20 minutes. It's 20 minutes. But
it's like, this is what I'm confused about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we do a webinar. We're selling 1 to many.
Extended.
Right?
Okay.
You're basically saying you have a VSL funnel, and we're going to get on still a webinar, smaller room.
Yes. So think about a webinar. A webinar is wide open.
Right.
It's just like, give me your phone number, name, and email. Come to the class. I hope you show up.
Okay.
It works if you have the money. Like Dayron, who's part of this group, he spends a lot of money, but so the webinar is a volume game. So it's a vehicle that works. If you're just getting started out, and then also I think you should mix it in. Even you can do webinars and do these. You can use multiple vehicles. What you're doing is you want to qualify the person, and that's what a VSL book a call funnel does. But the bad part about it is it's a lot of one-on-one calls, right? So the issue is you waste a lot of time. That's the main con. So when Dion and I had that situation with Ebony, and it was like, how do we fix this? I put them both, boy, ass. You know what I'm saying? I was like, right. Talking about Ebony. So basically, yeah. So I was like, what if I built a system that I qualified the person, but I sent them to the group call? That's the main gist about it. But the best part about it is the way you set your calendar up, you can set your Calendly up. I use Go Hello for everything for group, right? But what's dope about it is it actually shows how many slots are left. So it actually builds real scarcity because it'll be like 7 slots left. It's like, oh, he capped. You click on the next day, it says 20 slots. It's like, oh, it really is only 7 slots. So the fact that they're qualified, they're getting on this group call, and they're using Calendly, it's the next best thing. Your calendar, you set it to a revolving only 2 days availability. So now it moves as the days goes. You never have to change your webinar time. And I done worked with a lot of y'all, and that's been an issue. You know what I'm saying? Changing my date, change my time, change my this. You don't got to do anything. All I do is click the Zoom button. I use my personal Zoom room meeting. It's automatically in the text, and it's every day there's people there that I get to meet. And they may not buy from me that day, but they all know me, and I'm just compounding how many people know about my business. Kendra? Oh.
So is this for like the 997?
I mean, it depends. So like, since I'm selling higher ticket, I send them to a book a call. We did sell one for Smitty for $5,500 because he didn't believe in it, but we sold something for him. Oh, whatever. So, so I would say it's harder to get somebody to buy $3,000 that just met you 25 minutes ago. So that's why I sent him to a book a call. But like one of my guys, Malcolm, he's got a crazy play. So at the end of his, he actually says, all right, I'm done with the training. I'm about to DM everybody on Zoom the word hey, and I'm gonna see how I can get you enrolled no matter how much what you're going through. He uses fan bases and stuff. So he's talking to the people. He's your shop pay too. And then he's like, whatever is needed, like he's working all of those leads. And then that's how he's making the money every single day. So if you have a $997 though, the main thing, the reason why I touched on that is it's really hard to just sell a course just by having a funnel. Like there has to be a touch point.
No, I'm saying like with the 20, 30-minute call that you're saying on here.
You can still sell that asset.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can still sell that.
Yeah, that's what Malcolm and Victor selling. So this is Vic right here, my sales closer.
So you would do this when you get on podcasts and stuff too, instead of just doing the webinar on Sunday.
It's all strategy. It just depends. So if I was on the podcast, I'd probably do the webinar because I don't want to get. I mean, if I.
Is it both?
Yeah. So it's just a different vehicle. That's all it is. So for. Yeah. So.
There you go.
But what I would say, if you have less to spend in ad spend, I would definitely do this one. Or if I had like a professional business like Damon with life insurance, I would do this. It's also been working for people in solar because I've been selling to them. Like, you know, they door knock. And I'm like, you do this awkward running around neighborhoods, knocking on people's doors, right? And then trying to push them into a 30-year contract when in reality, you can host in your city. Let me tell you how you can cut your electric bill. People show up to the call. You answer all the questions about solar and everything like that, and then they set the in-home call. So it's just a strategy of getting in front of people at a low ad cost. Yep.
How many meetings are you booking per day?
The best part depends on your schedule. I do 1 a day. Victor right here does 2 a day, and Malcolm does 3. So it just depends on your capacity. But since Vic switched to this is what his calendar looked like all the time, right? Just completely booked out. He couldn't do anything. Vic has 3,000 followers. Vic just sold 997 products, 997 products. There's no way he could do that. He doesn't have the clout of a lot of the coaches that you guys watch. But the fact that he gets on these calls with people, he answers their questions. This is the one thing that has worked since the beginning of time. When you go to a networking event and you talk to somebody, they don't look at your Instagram. They're just like, I really liked what this person had to talk about. Let's work together. So we're accelerating that virtually by getting you in front of people to sell.
So would it kind of be just like having a phone consultation just with multiple people at one time?
Yes, but they qualified themselves before getting in there.
Okay.
So you're talking to a room of like-minded.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which is important.
Yeah.
So do you have like instructions on like the presentation or whatever you put on the presentation?
Yes.
You know how you break down the different stuff like but that's like 2 hours or 1 hour or whatever.
Yeah, so our presentation is shorter since it's 30 minutes, but we build this.
Where's his short?
What's she asking?
You need the breakdown.
She basically said like,
Somebody said book
when I
Right.
see his website, I see this framework.
Yeah.
Like, you should be teaching this, like this is your intro, this is your body, this is how you know. So she just said like, you have a framework, and I don't think that it really is. I think is you take the information you have in your webinar presentation, just shorten it down.
Shorten it down. Shorter.
So it's like you strike it while the iron is hot because these are qualified people who want to talk to you and spend money with you now. So instead of them waiting until maybe Thursday or Sunday when you got your webinar, I get on the phone with you tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you for the
They
code.
saw you on the ad. They saw. Yeah, we do. We build it out. Okay. But yeah, they see you on the ad. So think about this. It's also psychology as well. Let's use Joy now. I'm gonna pick on Joy. They just saw Joy on an ad, clicked the ad, saw her on the page, and within 12 hours, they're on a Zoom call with Joy, and they have the ability to come off mute and talk to Joy. Way easier to sell. You see what I'm saying? It's a psychology game. So.
So what does the process look like? How long does it take to set up? What does it cost?
So I know you guys gonna crack on me because y'all say it'll be taking forever, right? But this system is 4 pages, and what I've done is I do not change the funnel structure. So a lot of you guys who know, you guys like my designs and all of that stuff. This is more of a system. So the reason we're ready to put out fast, we're not doing this for you, this upsell, this. We're just gonna do what works. So it's 4 pages, and these literally get made in 2 weeks. And we build a slide deck. Yeah. So slide deck that you used on the presentation. Yeah.
So what are we supposed to follow up to get?
Right, what we doing?
It's like a VSL.
Yeah, just text me. Yep. Any other questions?
Cost.
It's actually cheap.
What's cheap?
It's actually cheap.
Look at his eyes.
Yeah. 34.97. 34.97. Yeah.
No, you said 34,000.
Right, exactly. Huh?
34.97.
So like Bree, we should change your system to this. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Yours too.
I for sure need.
Yeah, it's working for you're doing the group calls? Oh, so you already know. Yeah, exactly.
And she was
Yep.
telling me about this, like, when we first got here, she was like, yeah, I'm doing it. I'm like, what?
Yeah. It came from you, Ebony. You know what I'm saying? She didn't know, yeah. Right. Any other questions? Boom. All right, guys. Any other questions?
Is there like an act?
I'ma text you.
Act now price?
Yes. I'll write my number down. All right, my number is 865-599-7349. Or y'all can just talk to me over 599-7349. 865-599-7349.
Have patience with that's a true number, guys.
No, man.
Y'all get that.
Appreciate y'all guys.
Our brother.
Tight shit.
One of my real twins.